Football food, right? It's the name of the game.
I'm just glad to be a friend of the show. Thank you, Steve-O.
All right, yes, what do we got going on today?
Yes, this is really fun. I mentioned when I sent this over, and you're a Dolphins fan, right?
Big Dolphins fan.
See, and they're playing New Orleans tonight. And South Beach is one of the greatest places I've ever been in my whole life. If people that have never been to South Beach, go to South Beach, you'll love it. I think it's better in Vegas than any place else. But one of the things I love about it is there's a lot of Cuban influence in the food. And what a lot of people misunderstand about Cuban food is that it has a lot of heat, which it does, but not like we have here in the Southwest type food. So we're going to make a little slaw here, and then we're going to make some Cuban sandwiches that are great for football food because you can make big batches of them. But this slaw is kind of unique because what we have here is a little bit of olive oil and some lime juice. So there's a lot of tartness to this, okay? And a little bit of cumin, and I'm going to have Anthony stir in just a little bit of, here, you take this and this.
I love that he has to do all the cooking now.
Stir in the honey.
Remember whenever I first started, you used to make me do it?
And now you're like the big star.
Seniority.
Come on, honey, get in there.
And to this, and what I love about this slaw, we can put this slaw on top of it, or you can put it just as a side dish.
As a side? Okay.
But I love this because it's full of fresh stuff. When I was cutting this all up to prep for this, I was just amazed at how you could just grab a bite of cabbage, grab a bite of carrot.
And look at all the pretty colors you got going on.
Some shredded carrots. And you know, I think it was you, Meredith, that did a little piece on produce a while back about the difference in cost if you buy produce that's already cut up or produce that you cut yourself.
Right.
And cutting yourself is the way to go for several reasons. Price,
Yep.
but also you get a much fresher product. So we're adding to this a little bit of red onion, some freshly shredded carrots, and then we've got some red bell peppers in this. So you got a lot of nice stuff.
It's beautiful.
I'm gonna have Anthony pour this in there. And you just want to pour the sauce over the top, and the sauce kind of takes on that color because of the cumin. So it's got kind of a darker color than a usual. You're doing great. You really did good with that.
Yeah, like a little high and
visual.
Yeah. So you're on fire there.
How much cumin did you put in it?
That's only just a little bit, like about a tablespoon, or not even a tablespoon, but a half a tablespoon, okay? And then we're going to add some fresh cilantro at the top of that. And I found that cilantro is something that they use a lot down there as well.
I'm such a cilantro person. A lot of people aren't, though.
No, a lot of people don't like cilantro, and I don't know why, because it's one of those things that add a lot of freshness. I'm going to put a little bit more lime juice on here. You want to be, one thing you want to be careful with, I know you'll like this, Meredith, because you love tart things. But you want to be careful when you put the lime in, that you don't put too much because it will make it very tart. Then we're just going to add a little salt and pepper over the top of it. And this, what I love about this dish more than anything is there's not a lot. It's not incredibly difficult, obviously. But the big thing about it is it's very colorful.
That is in color.
It's very colorful, and it goes good with a sandwich like this. So when we come back, we'll do the sandwiches on these big loaves, pulled pork, some ham, Swiss cheese. I'll leave the Swiss off for you, Steve, because I know you can't have cheese. And then a little bit of pickles, which is something Meredith loves.
And you'll leave the pickle jar. Also?
I know. But you haven't been here long enough. But I'll make you one with that.
You will eat the Swiss and you will like it.
You don't get special orders
you've been here for a while,
yet.
so.
At the 6-month mark.
That's right.
Maybe.
That's
what we're working in. All right.
That sounds good.
All right. We're already in. Put the pickles away from me.
Yes.
First of all.
This is a whole bowl of pickles.
Before.
We're going to make this Cuban real quick because there's a couple things I want to show folks at home. One of the first things you want to do is you're going to use like a French loaf. Go ahead and just cut the middle out, okay? Do you know why? Do you know why we do that?
To hold everything in, probably.
To make croutons.
Yeah, that too. Okay, and then we're going to take some pulled pork, okay? If you run the pulled pork down through the middle here, this works out really well. It all makes sense. It's kind of like the science of cooking, okay?
Yeah, that's cool.
So if we put this like that, then we're going to add a little bit of sliced ham. Just go to your butcher or your deli and just tell them to slice you some thin ham. You know, a half a pound you get like 16 slices out of, so just about a half ounce. And then we're going to use some Swiss cheese. Now, the reason we cut that, we got a little Dijon mustard and some bread and butter pickles, is because when we put this on there, see how it all goes together now? Rather than it would all be like on top.
Oh, yeah, and all spilling off to the sides.
So now the next thing you're going to do, this is the most important part of the Cuban, okay? You're going to put it in a skillet. Then get yourself like a cast iron skillet or a big skillet, something with some weight. Just want to set that on there. And what that does is it helps kind of press it together and make it, the cheese will melt, so on and so forth. And if you don't have a cast iron skillet, I've seen it done with like a big can or something like that. I'm sure you have like a shoe box or something full of rocks. I'm trying to, honestly, folks, I was actually trying to think what she would have.
I know. I don't have a cast iron
So maybe like, I don't know, a tire jack. I don't know.
No. She might use an iron or something that she doesn't use.
Oh, a clothing iron? Could that work?
You can. Now listen, here's the thing with these. You want to press them down, and it'll kind of start the melting process. And these come out really nice because you get a lot of different flavors. And you can put the slaw in there if you want, or you can serve the slaw on the side, either way. But I'm telling you, it comes out really nice. Did you notice my Good Life, Good Foods? Did you notice that, huh?
Yeah, you're getting
my
savvy
marketing
with
people.
this,
Aren't they? They're just phenomenal.
Look how cute
That
you
is so
are.
beautiful right there.
Nice.
Anyways, the big thing about it is don't be afraid to do different things. You put the slaw on there. You can use dill pickles if you wanted. I like the bread and butter because you get a lot of different flavors. I'm going to flip this over real quick.
Okay.
And then. See, so it kind of toasted on the end.
You put a little bit of butter in there,
a little butter
too.
in the pan, and then back on top. This looks like a big thing. It's really not. You just put that on there. If that got hot enough, you could cook something else in there, but it won't. So don't do that. That was a joke, Meredith.
Well, you have to be very specific.
And another thing
that's
good with these is when you make these up, you can make them in big rolls. Then you can wrap them in paper, wrap them in foil. You can have all kinds of stuff going on. So, but
easy.
Yes, and before we go, while we're doing this, I want to say a couple things.
Okay.
First thing is, I did a little event for Ridgecrest School. Jennifer Selman had me out there with the PTA. We did their fall festival. Lots of great viewers. And then we got a photo here of Saturday night. We were at Ronald McDonald House. I want to point out the clown there.
How tall Ronald is.
Look at the guy in the back there behind me. That's Kevin Yarber and his wife Deborah's over there. Great folks, many key people. They helped me so much. And the lady in the brown there, Susan Boat, is the woman who used to be our marketing specialist. But I'm going to tell you, that woman has been with me. She was with me the first time I did television. The very first time.
Still puts up with you?
And she makes me look like a genius so many times. And I love her to death. I couldn't do it without her. But Kevin and Deborah there are just phenomenal. And then Mr. Chef Bud's there right beside me, and Ronald McDonald's there. We just have the whole thing going on there. So, but this is for Ronald McDonald House. It was their birthday, and we fed 200 and some people. But I could not have done it without those folks. And Kevin Yarber and his wife are phenomenal. And like I said, couldn't do what I do without Susan Moat. So a lot of good people, and that's the funny thing I was thinking on the way and do the show today. There's so many people who do so many things for you that you don't really ever take enough time to thank. And, man, I couldn't do the things I do without a lot of folks, especially Mrs. Chef Bud, who does a lot for me, obviously.
She puts up with you.
Well, and then she has to work a lot, too. Like any gig I get, I make her work. So, for free. So, but, yeah.
And that was Ronald McDonald and not Shaq. That dude was huge.
That was Ronald McDonald. And you know what? Not only was it Ronald McDonald, but it was the national Ronald McDonald.
Y'all got the big guy.
Yeah, it was the guy from it was the real deal.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For making us
you bet. Thank you.
Monday. We appreciate it. We'll be
All
right back.
Good. Yeah.